You find yourself in ancient Rome in the year 520 BCE with a special task. You've just been transported back in time with the mission to introduce last Roman king, Lucius Tarquinius Superbus, real name, by the way, to the idea of democracy and how it works. If you can help him understand it, you'll get $1 million. Well, first of all, you have to explain to him what a vote even is. Because while, yes, early forms of democracy did form after the kings were overthrown in 509 BCE, a king such as Lucius Tarquinius Superbus, the final king of Rome at the time, would think your ideas of how society could be ran are complete bullshit. The king would not understand why you would need to campaign for an election if you are the one being elected. And to prove it, here's a fun little historical fact. The last king of Rome, Lucius Tarquinius Superbus, was actually elected by a vote of the Roman people. However, this was more of a formality than anything else because there was no one else to elect. At the time, the Romans had just deposed their previous king, Tarquinius Priscus, and they weren't really looking to install another king anytime soon. So Lucius Tarquinius Superbus, who was the son-in-law of the deposed king, kind of just slid into the position of the monarchy pretty easily. And since he was related to the previous king, he didn't even really have to campaign to get the support of the Roman people. So he didn't really understand that concept either. And as you're explaining democracy to him, he's probably thinking to himself, why does this matter anyways? Like, I'm the king. It's my divine right to rule. The idea that a vote of the people should determine who sits on the throne is absolutely preposterous to him. And he would probably laugh in your face if you suggested that a peasant has the say-so in who becomes king. But you press on, and you explain to him that in a democracy, all citizens are equal. They have the right to vote and the right to be voted into office. You could even argue that this was the most revolutionary idea that you could have introduced to him because the idea that all men are created equal is something that the ancient Romans definitely did not believe. However, I think that your efforts would be best spent in introducing him to the idea of republicanism, because democracy and republicanism kind of go hand in hand. And if you can get him to buy into the idea that Rome should be a republic instead of a monarchy, then maybe, just maybe, he'll see the benefits of democracy as well.